Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Danielle. For those of you who don't know me, hi, welcome. I'm so glad you stopped by today. Today we are going to be talking about the BH Cosmetics Aurora Lights palette. This is their 18 baked eyeshadows palette. It is the new one in kind of their space theme. As you guys know, I love these palettes. I love the space theme. And I kind of wanted to see how this one stacked up against those in terms of blendability. Can I do an entire eye look and all of that with this palette? The first thing I do want to do before I get into the tutorial of this look here is to do swatches and all of that jazz. By the way, this palette is $18 normally. Right now, as I looked it up just a few minutes before I started this video, it is on sale for $12. Just so you know. BH Cosmetics oftentimes does a lot of sales, so you can always wait a little bit and get some of these items on a very decent sale. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start by kind of showing you guys this beauty. We're going to start swatching. So the first ones I'm going to start with are Kaleidoscope, Prismatic, Gleaming, and Sparkling. We're gonna go ahead and swatch these beauties. Ooh. Kind of okay swatches, not the best swatches, not the best swatches ever by any means, but I do think they're pretty decent in terms of their baked eyeshadows. Next up is Polar, Ombre, Shining, and Luminous. I'm gonna make sure that they're showing. That is what those swatches look like. I'm kind of impressed that Ombre showed up so well. Just saying. I think that that one would be a nice like topper over like a different eyeshadow. I'll have to play with that one. So next we're going to go into Flashing, Phenomena, 24K, and Glowing. Ooh. Those right here would be fun to create a look with too. So now we're going to go into Magical, Fluorescent, Vibrant, Borealis. Ooh. Going to swatch those ones. Those are pretty too. Oh my gosh. I have so many ideas for looks, you guys. So excited to play around with this palette. Then we have the last two, which is Magnetic and Australis. I don't know if that's how you say that one, Australis. So Magnetic and Australis. I'm going to swatch those up here. Is what those two look like. Stunning! So as you guys can tell, these are all shimmer shadows. Now, for me, I don't mind wearing a lot of their baked shadows in my crease. I don't feel like they're overpoweringly shimmery. When you swatch them, they kind of are. One thing I'm noticing is that some of the swatches are definitely better than the others, but as you guys know, that is no indicator of the overall wear time, all of that, as well as the way it goes on your eyes. So we will see. I'm going to go ahead and now do a look to kind of get some of my first impressions out there. Again, this is just a first impressions and a swatch party kind of video. It is not by any means my final thoughts on this palette, but I am excited to add another palette into the mix of the space themed palettes. I am such a nerd. When I saw this, I grabbed it immediately. I was so excited and so inspired by the colors. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you how to get this look. Keep on watching. Okay, so the first thing I have done are my brows with my NYX Tame frame, as well as my base on with my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk. Look at that palette. Look at it. Look at it go. It's so pretty. The first shade I'm going to use is that bright pink fluorescent shade. Now, the first thing I notice about this shade is it is much brighter in the pan than it is on my eye. It is still a bright pink, but it is not that neon fluorescent pink it is in the pan. That was a little disappointing. I also kind of noticed that I have to build these shadows up. I only use 3 for this look, but I do have to spend a little time building them up and getting them as opaque as I would like them. So that is one thing I definitely noticed while playing around with these shades for this video. But you can build them up, so there is hope. The next shade I use is Gleaming, which is this purple that has glitter in it. And I put it in my crease, people. And I'm using a very tapered blending brush. This is from Glamour Doll Eyes. And oh yeah, I'm just using that to blend it right into my crease. I really like this shade. It's pretty. I did have to build it up quite a bit to get the purple to really show over that pink, but once I did, I was pretty content with how that turned out. Oh yeah, look at me. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Now I'm going over to the other eye. Oh yeah, we're gonna make my eyes look amazing. I can honestly say that I have never been so excited for a BH Cosmetics palette in my life. I love their space theme palettes, and when they came out with another one, I knew I had to get it. I just knew. So I got it. Just making sure that everything is as blended as I want it to be. Going back in with the brush that I used for fluorescent, and I'm just making sure that the pink is still showing over the purple, because I want all of these shades to kind of have their own little moment on my eye. Now I'm going in with the shade Polar. The one thing I noticed about this shade is that it is very powdery. It is a messy shade. It is also not as opaque as I wanted it when I first put it on my eyes. I really had to build it up. It is also a shade that I highly recommend having some setting spray around, because if you spray it, it cooperates much better. That is one thing that I will note with BH Cosmetics baked shadows, is some of them work just fine without any setting spray. Others, you definitely have to set them with a setting spray on your brush so that you can get them to lay evenly on your lid instead of being chunky, especially if they are powdery. And that's kind of what I experienced with Polar. I am going to play around with it a little bit more and see if I can use it as a crease shade and things like that, because I am very curious. So again, please don't take anything I'm saying in this video as my final thoughts. This is just a first impressions. I go in and I blend everything back together with each brush, because I really, again, want those colors to show through and want them to each have their own moment, but not just look like a stripe of color on my eye. So with the second eye here that I do with that shade Polar, I spray it right from the beginning and it went on so much better. That's something that you kind of have to do when you're learning to play with a new palette, is really experiment with spraying shimmers, not spraying shimmers, seeing how it works with and without a setting spray or water or whatever you are using to kind of get it to go on. But it goes on much smoother than it did in the previous. So that really kind of showed me, oh, I need to make sure that I spray that shade with a setting spray. And I'm kind of curious to see which other shades are going to be like that with this palette. But I do like how the look turned out. Just had to kind of work for it. So next I'm going to be using my Pretty Vulgar The Ink Blacklist Gel Eyeliner. I love this stuff, you guys. I am addicted. It is so good. And yes, I did get another one to go into the giveaway because I think everyone should try it out. And it is a favorite of mine. It lasts all day. It stays in place. I can accidentally touch my eye and it's not going to transfer. So that's a plus. And I learned how to do wings with gel eyeliner, and I am back to doing my wings with the gel eyeliner. Cannot be any happier. Seriously. It's amazing. I highly recommend it. Oh yeah, do the other eye, Danielle. Get it. Get it. By the way, I am going to be doing my full face of makeup off camera. I'll come back and do a few things before I go with this video, but I did want to let you guys know that all of the products will be listed down below. That way, in case you missed something, everything's going to be listed and linked for your ease. Up next, I am using my Maybelline The Colossal Volume Express Mascara, and oh yeah, I love this mascara for my upper lashes. I don't like it on my lower at all. It's just an upper lash mascara. It is not a lower lash mascara. For me, that just turns into a mess. Well, I'm going to get ready to go do my full face, and I will see you guys in a second. Okay, so I quickly went ahead and did my face makeup off camera. I'm going to finish my eyes. We're going to go back into the Aurora Lights BH Cosmetics palette, and I'm going to take the shade Fluorescent underneath my eyes. But quickly, I am going to line my eyes with this Jonteblu eyeliner pencil in charcoal. It's a dark gray. I just kind of want to line, like, I'm not going for perfection. I just want there to be something for the shadow to kind of cling on and to kind of blend it in with the dark winged liner I did. So now we are going to go ahead and do that under. I'm actually going to take this little brush here because I don't want it to be perfect. So again, we're going in with Fluorescent, that bright, bright pink. And I'm just going to run that under my eye. Okay, and to finish this off, I'm going to take my Maybelline Gray Lash Mascara and do my bottom lashes. And then we're gonna put a lip on. And this is the lip I'm going to put on. It is the My Little Pony ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip. I can never find a mirror when I need one. And by the way, this shade is Pinwheel. And there you have it. So as far as first impressions go with this palette, I'm pretty impressed. I would say that these baked shadows are easier to blend than the others in this kind of space series. I really like the bright array of colors and that you have some deeper tones and brighter fluorescent colors like the shade Fluorescent. So this palette just really makes me happy. I also like that, again, I was able to blend these pretty well. The only thing, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Polar is very powdery and very crumbly. I do recommend wetting that shade. I'm hoping to play with more of these shades in this palette to give you guys a full in-depth review of it. And I'm kind of curious to know which other ones are going to definitely need to be wet to be used. But fluorescent and gleaming actually worked pretty well in my crease together, so I was pretty impressed with that. So yeah, I will be doing a full-fledged review on this palette in the upcoming weeks, because I want to play around with it and I really want to have my thoughts for you guys. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. It really does mean a lot to me that you guys watch. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. Thank you again, and bye!